Welcome to my home studio.
Today I'm doing a sub-season color analysis with Sophia. I originally had a 15-minute analysis just to figure out my season. So this one is going to be more specific and more in-depth, so strap in. This one's a long ride. Apologies ahead of time, I did not mic her and I should have put a mic on her, so the sound isn't the best, but we made it through. Okay, enjoy!
So here is our color analysis seasons and subseasons. Okay. So one of the things that we're working with is our subseasons. So we found your season, you're a spring, but within spring we have bright, light, soft, and warm. So you can be any of these.
All right. And because we were talking, you think I might be bright, light spring. I kept saying warm spring, but it looks like it's totally opposite in this subseason range.
So we did find, of course, your general season, but we're now going to work on finding your subseason.
Okay.
So this is a little bit more specific. Something that I feel like is a misconception is just knowing you're a spring is all you need to know enough, right?
Yeah.
Someone who might be my light soft spring would be way too overpowered by bright spring colors. Bright spring, you can think of like your neons, and really, really bright, rich, colors that have a ton of chroma, whereas my light soft spring are desaturated and really soft, have a high amount of white, whereas these are more of like pure colors, so they're very bright, they're very neon, very saturated almost. So it's really important in knowing that, and you're knowing your subseason, because it allows you to find all those more specific colors that are going to complement your features.
And the features are like your undertone, your eye color, your hair color, those kinds of things? Like,
yeah, so when we are doing color analysis, we're not going to take your hair so much into consideration. We're going to take, so just your complexion. So it's eyebrows, eyes, a combination of all your features. Like, eyes only don't dictate where you fall. It's the combination of all your features together that then dictate where you are. So someone might have and we'll go through it a little bit and I'll explain, but it also comes into play of like, do you have soft features? Do you have rich features? What's your level of contrast, right? Which we'll talk about a little bit more through the appointment, which you don't get just finding your general season.
Okay.
So
cool.
I am gonna put a cap on you.
Let's do it.
So we have to eliminate any color. We just want to see your features and your natural beauty.
I mean, I can also take that clip out. I know it's ginormous.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Good. This is just the first one.
Would you like some lunch? Oh, that's hygienic. I got it. That's smart. Wow. That really makes such a difference.
It does.
Wow.
Yeah. It eliminates the color. So what we're doing right now is we're creating just like a natural environment.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your hair. So you told me, I remember hearing auburn, right? You have more auburn hair. It's not as bright.
Correct. It's it's probably closer to like what my eyebrows are. You might be able to see it coming into my roots. But I do try to upkeep the bright red just because fly for ginger, you know. So I am sticking with a brighter red.
Okay, sounds good. I just need to know what your natural features are, so I could then base it off not what you're wearing, right? Because if I saw your hair and I assume that was your natural feature, I'd be like, oh, you're totally this subseason or that subseason. So I always have to kind of like eliminate that. This is not your natural hair, so I can't take this into consideration, hence the cap.
Do you want to see a photo of me before the hair
I would
color?
love.
Okay.
That would be so fun.
That's
beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it's got some red in it, but definitely.
Wow. Okay, totally auburn.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I had like some blonde streaks going on in the.
Sure.
Yeah, don't be.
Love it.
Yeah. So that's her natural.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it definitely takes the red very well, because that's what I used to be as a kid, like fire engine red.
No way. Okay, so this is what you used to have as a kid.
Yep.
Okay, changed.
Yeah. And I used to have blue eyes, and it changed to green. Isn't that weird? Yeah.
That's just such a crazy concept.
It's weird. I have school photos where it went from blue to green. It's weird. Yeah, I don't know.
Whoa.
I don't
Okay.
know how that
Amazing.
works.
Okay. So to start off, what we're going to do is figure out your undertone. One of the
Okay.
things that we already established is that you do have a warmer undertone. So when we work with undertone, it's ultimately like the temperature of your skin. The overtone we can call like the color of our skin, right? So we've heard like rosy, maybe olive complexion, right? That would be the color of our skin, the overtone. The undertone is the temperature of our skin. So it typically means whether we have a dominance of hemoglobin or keratin. So keratin is like that yellow pigment that we have. So that would make you like the warm undertone.
And that's what we use to determine like foundation shade, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So here, you look lovely. So this is a cold color. This is also warm. So here, the cold, I see you brighten. I see you illuminate, right? That looks,
The other one's a little sickly.
I actually disagree.
What?
Yeah. So this one's cold.
Okay.
This one's warm. So it might not be the right shades. These are very bright colors, but ultimately we're just looking for undertone.
Okay. Gotcha. And this is why you're the expert. I'm like, ew, it's like gross asparagus or something.
Yeah. So it does, I can see that. It is a little bit bright, which I don't think is in your palette.
Okay.
These brighter colors. So I'm kind of looking for two things. I'm looking for the undertone and I'm looking for the overtone. Undertone and then the intensity of colors. Which ones are working best for your colors? So here I do like it. Like it does look nice.
This one I like.
Yeah, this is cold. This one is warm. What I'm seeing the difference being, yeah, it's a little bit too intense for here. This one, I think it's just washing you out, which is why you're becoming bright. And you look, yeah, so I'm seeing you look a little bit, yeah, washed out here. Here, I'm starting to like it a little bit more. I'm seeing a little bit more of you become tan. So I'm seeing you more tan here. Then when I go here, you just look very bright.
Yeah.
I want to see you become tan. So some of the things that we're going to look for, and we'll just do a few examples again as what we did at the event, of kind of seeing what cold and warm colors do to your complexion. But also with that, I want for you to see like certain aspects that change in your features. So one of the things is if you have like under eyes, like just because we added a cool color or the wrong color, we don't want that. We don't want under eyes. We don't want to see bags. We don't want your complexion to become
like the little purpley-ish color. Okay.
Yeah, we don't want to see bags or we want to see you defined a little bit more, not illuminated where you're just like so bright. Sometimes that can be mistaken as being your right color. But I want to see you tan. I want to see you kind of like naturally glow. I don't want to see you become yellow, gray, dull, right? So those are all things that we're going to look for. As I see them, I'll point them out. But you yourself will also kind of
tell. Well, I mean, when we just started, I would have chose the other color, so I'm learning a lot already.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so these were more brighter colors.
Okay.
Now we can do some softer colors. These are more of my light. So these colors, the ones that we just did, are more like pure colors, right? They're not, they don't have a lot of white added to it. When you add white, they become very soft. Okay, so these are my light colors. Here is a cold. We're still doing undertone. So here's cold and here's warm. I like this much better on you, right? This one is matching your complexion a lot more than this one was, right? So it's not that it wasn't the right temperature, it's that these were a little bit too rich for your complexion. So when we add white to a color, it becomes light desaturated. When we add black to a color, they become very deep, right? So these would be kind of my closest comparison to if we were to add black to this pure color, we get these. If we add white, we get these.
Okay.
So kind of what I'm working on is trying to see which ones I like more. I don't like the bright ones so much. Yeah. I'm liking these softer colors a lot more. So here is, again, the cold. This is blue. Seeing you kind of like, you are becoming a little like bright.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily doing as much as this one is. Here I saw you become tan.
Mm-hmm.
That looked really awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love this one. So still confirming, I'm seeing you as a warm undertone, not necessarily bright, more on the lighter, softer side. So now let's try those deeper colors now.
Mm-hmm.
So now.
And could someone go to like different color analysis and get different answers?
Great question. So for color analysis, we have different methods.
Ah.
The method I use is the 16 season method. So within each season, I have 4 subcategories.
Oh.
If you were to go to someone who uses a 12 season method, they have 3 subseasons within each category.
Okay.
The more subseasons you have, the more like refined, specific it becomes. So
that's good to know.
Yeah.
When you're looking for an analysis.
Yeah. Absolutely. Cool. So here are our deep colors. This one is cold. Here is my warm. Looks much better. Yeah, liking that a lot.
It's bringing out the eyeballs for sure.
This one still, I'm just seeing you become really bright.
Okay.
Compared to this, I see you become tan. Yeah, I
Really?
like that a lot. Yeah. Cool. So those were our greens. I'm going to do the same with our pinks. I'm going to show you that really, really bright pink, bright orange that will feel a little bit overpowering and almost as if will kind of convince you to think you're a cool undertone because it brightens you. But they're just not mimicking your complexion. So then, yeah, we become really bright. So here is our cool pink compared to a orange. This looks actually really lovely. I loved what that did to you. So cool. I'm seeing you bright again, very bright. Here, I just see you become like really nice and tan. So this looks nice. It is still bright. So now let's compare it to something a little bit softer. So a softer orange I would have. This one has both white added to it and some gray as well, which makes it really soft. So these are both warm. One's just a pure color and one is softened by black, making it soft. It is a little bit light, not so light as my other ones. But kind of just to give an idea. Okay, awesome. So yes, you are totally a warm undertone. So that means investment metal is gold. One of the other things too, if you do fall, or because you fall in the spring palette, is you could also do rose gold. Rose gold can be used, for my springs. I would say like there are different shades of rose gold, just like leaning more towards the warmer ones. They tend to be a little bit more like rusty and rustic than your typical rose gold. They tend to be a little bit cold, but generally speaking, rose gold can also work.
Okay. Cool. So how does one dress seasonally when it's not their seasonal palette, aka a spring dressing for fall?
For the fall, yeah. That's a great question. I was actually gonna make a video on that, so I'm excited.
I'm excited.
So for the autumn, what I'm gonna do is the content that I'll create, just so you know before it's posted, but I'm going to do I'm going to go out, purchase clothes for a summer and wear it in the autumn, but it's really like same concept, like your sweaters, you'll just do them in your correct season. Like it's pretty one of the ways you can maybe dabble into it a little bit is your neutrals, right? Neutrals
like some tans or creams or something.
Tans, creams, what's it called? Yeah, browns. Being in a summer or in a spring, you have a lot of chocolate. You have a lot of taupes, warm taupes, creams. So those are totally autumn
can still
colors.
Make it work.
Yeah, you can totally make it work. So if you were to wear, let's say this was a color in your palette. So this green, hypothetically, that can seem like a very spring green,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But maybe you could wear that as a shirt, and then as your cover up or a cardigan or the pants, we can kind of warm it up into like more of an autumn palette by pairing it with
Very
brown,
cool. Okay.
right? Um, Accessories will also come into play as well. So after today's appointment, once we find your sub-season, I'm going to send you your personalized palette.
Okay.
So you already have your little paper palette.
Yes.
I will eventually get those in sub-season. So within a month
Very
or so,
cool.
I can mail you your sub-season palette once it's all printed. That's and I get them delivered. But you'll also get a digital palette. So in your digital palette, you will get makeup inspo. You'll have like specific brands that you can purchase for your sub-season. Again, back to that concept of if you are maybe a light spring, let's say, because you still don't know yet, and you wear bright spring colors, those bright spring blushes might be too overpowering, right? So I'm going to give you what type of accessories to wear, how to combine your clothes. So sometimes when we find our season or a sub-season, we might be a little bit scared to dabble into it. So I'll kind of give you ideas of how to combine all your colors.
Very cool.
Using monochromatic, or if we want to do like tertiary color combinations. If you're feeling a little bit more spacey and wanting to combine, different types of colors. Eyeglasses, nail color, hair color, if you ever want to dye it, a different color, kind of what shades to stay away from versus what to wear. You get celebrity examples.
Oh, that's cool.
And then I'll provide examples of like the celebrities that were in palette and then comparing it to times they weren't in palette.
That's so helpful.
So you'll get that all digitally. Give me about 3 days and I'll make it personalized for you. So you get that by email. You get your little card.
That's so cool.
Really cool pictures today.
Yay!
So,
have you seen? There's this one thing I follow. It's like on a clear thing, and they put it. It's like dots, and they put it against. It's so cool.
Yes, I have been wanting to figure out how to develop that. I was acrylic.
I was asking a friend, and she was saying you can do Cricut.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
like you print it out on sticker paper and put the little stickers on the acrylic. So if you know someone with a Cricut or if you have one.
Or I'll just buy one. I love it. Yeah. Okay, sounds good. Okay, cool. So now the next thing, which we didn't dabble on, right? So this is the difference between when you just do either a party. So the 2 party options I offer are one, just finding your general season. And then my option number 2, which is a little bit more, it's a little bit more in price, is finding your sub-season. Sure. So with your sub-season, we go a little bit deeper. We'll talk a little bit about color combinations at the end. But one of the things is finding your level of contrast. So this is something we just don't talk about at our event.
Sure.
But what your level of contrast is, the way I like explaining it to people is if I were to take a picture of you and I put the black and white filter on it, how much black versus white shows on your complexion, right? So that's our level of contrast. That's kind of the easiest way I like explaining it. The other way is imagine Snow White, right? Snow White has very opposite features, very light skin, very dark features. She would be someone who would be considered high contrast.
Sure, okay.
Okay, so same concept. If I were to take a picture of her, turned it black and white, there would be a high amount of black and white, kind of like equally. Whereas someone with low contrast, there wouldn't be so much black.
Like lots of light features.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So where contrast comes into play is the way we combine colors and the patterns that we wear.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if you've ever felt maybe overpowered by a pattern, or maybe you feel like a pattern has been kind of mimicking your features, so you feel a little bit more confident in it.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of what we're looking for. So this, you're also going to get this in your PDF, like which fabrics to purchase versus which not.
Well, I love a floral, so it's good to know there can be like more muted florals versus high. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, so that's exactly what we're looking for right now. So This concept that we're going to talk about is going to kind of continue throughout the appointment.
Okay.
So what I want you to look for when we work with contrast is finding which fabric is on the same level. And you'll start seeing it once we start playing with color. It'll make a little bit more sense, but what I'm really trying to say is, like, if you were to ever look at someone, I have had this experience where I see someone and maybe they have a lip color and I see their lip first, like my eyes, if I were to talk to them, unfortunately my eyes just always go to the lip. Like it's hard for my eyes to stay to their eye, right? Maintain eye contact because my eye is going to the lip. That is something that we can kind of consider. If we were to wear a very overpowering color or desaturated color. So if we had overpowering color but had soft features, or soft color and then really rich features, it's where I will kind of find, right?
Okay.
Our eye's always going to go for something that's a little bit more overpowering. So what we're looking for right now is where your eye sees more harmony. Okay. So one of the things to tell whether or not there's harmony is we can sometimes see, so using the lip concept, the lip is either in the forefront, so you see it first, and then you see the person in the back. Either you see the lip on the same level, or you see the person first, and then the lip is kind of hiding or feels a little bit desaturated. So that's kind of the concept that we're going to play with throughout the entire appointment.
Okay.
So right now, what I want you to look for, which I will point out, is seeing which fabric you think mimics your features, and then I will tell you kind of at the end.
Okay.
So here are examples. Here is my high contrast. As we can see, high contrast has a very, very dark background. And very, black and white are pretty opposite.
Sure.
Medium contrast is, the gray and the white. So white and gray aren't
a little closer together.
A little closer, yeah, exactly. And then we have like to like colors. So we have this like light white, and they're all polka dots, right? So what we want to tell too is that with our light contrast, this one's actually backwards. But with our light contrast is we can tell that the polka dots become smaller.
Yep.
Right? So they become a little bit smaller, which will also dictate the patterns you wear. Right?
Okay.
So if you have high contrast, you'll want very vivid patterns, very opposite in color, very high in contrast. Medium contrast, you are lessening the contrast in terms of color and pattern.
Okay.
The pattern might be a little bit smaller, so same concept. High contrast, pattern's big. Medium contrast, the pattern's a little bit smaller.
So it could even relate to the busyness of it.
Yes, exactly. This one's low contrast is a little bit like desaturated, a little bit lighter. So that's kind of what we're looking for.
Okay.
So here again, high contrast,
yeah,
medium contrast, low contrast.
Okay.
So
my thoughts?
Yeah.
Definitely not high contrast.
Yeah.
I'm thinking medium. Medium maybe.
Okay. Yeah. That I totally see that too. So here the color is way too overpowering. If you were to wear something very high contrast, which we kind of saw a little bit in the beginning, those bright colors are just too intense for you. It's going to be overpowering. When I see you, I don't see a lot of harmony. I'll go straight to the pattern.
Sure.
So when I go to medium contrast, I see a lot more harmony here. I see my eyes really, really like this. When I see you and this pattern, my eyes just like it. I don't see anything conflicting with your features. When I go here, I see you first. I don't even see the pattern at all. Like the pattern's just in the background. Yeah. So if you were to wear a shirt with a pattern, I would just see your features. But when I go here, I see you and the item or the clothing kind of like combined. It looks really flattering on you. I actually feel like it illuminates your features a little bit. I see your eyebrows, your eyes. You look really lovely. So I would say you are totally a medium contrast, maybe even medium to light.
Okay.
But medium I would say is pretty good.
Okay.
So we'll talk about this in the end with how to combine colors and everything. But yeah, medium contrast looked really awesome.
I nailed it.
Yeah, I love it. Cool. So some examples that I do have. So these are actual like fabrics and t-shirts that I got fabric out of. So these are just kind of some examples to work off of in terms of contrast. So I have a couple examples. Kind of like I mentioned, you are medium, but you could also be light medium contrast. It's definitely something that you need to train your eye in, but that's why you have like your PowerPoints, your little card. With time, you'll learn your colors. It is something that I encourage, just constant
practice.
Constant practice. But here is that high contrast, that medium to high contrast that's a little bit overpowering for you. Here we're adding, different colors just to get an idea. So this is my light to medium. It's not so light. It has some depth, right? So you see some depth in the pattern. The background is very light, but still light to medium, I would say. So you could make this work. I think this looks really lovely on you. It harmonizes your features. Here we go to medium. The color necessarily isn't in your color.
Correct.
It's more of like a summer color, I would say, but still liking this. This looks really nice on you. This one, still looks really nice. This is medium. So yeah, I totally would not see you as medium to high contrast.
Yeah.
Right? This one is medium to high. It's just way too, it's not working in your favor. Okay. Cool. So those are just some examples. It doesn't always have to be black and white. It can be red and white polka dots, right? But it's the saturation of the color that will dictate, where exactly it falls. So now we're going to play with colors and we're going to work off of that same concept. So we're going to do, I'm just going to move this right here, but we're going to do 2 rounds of elimination. And the first round, we're going to eliminate the colors that were like, those are absolutely not working well for you.
Okay.
And then keep the ones that are like, okay, those aren't bad. And then we're going to do a second round where we're going to compare the ones that were not so bad and see if we can refine it a little bit more.
Okay.
So it's really cool. This method just allows me to find personalized colors. So it's possible that, there's only 16 seasons and there's billions of people in this world. So you're not going to be just one specific season. You might be able to dabble into autumn colors, right? As long as they mimic your general features, which is what we're going to find out right now.
Okay.
So we're going to play with color. We're going to use that same concept. Do we see the color in the forefront? And then we see you and the color on the same level. And then other option is you're more intense than the color itself.
Okay.
So here we have my spring color. So this one I think I like really nicely. You'll kind of start telling different intensities, right? Different levels of chroma as we kind of go down. But I think this one works well for now. Yeah, let's keep that one. So something about spring is that you're going to have a lot of oranges, a lot of yellows, even my autumns, lots of oranges, lots of yellows, because yellows are the warmest colors, right?
Oh, okay.
So anything that we worked on earlier regarding whether you had a warm or cold undertone, what makes a color warm is the amount of yellow it has added to it. What makes a color cold is the amount of blue added to it.
Okay.
So because you're warm, you're naturally going to have a lot of yellows, a lot of oranges. We might not have so many like purples.
Right.
But you'll have like kind of a lot of maybe corals, turquoise. So we'll kind of play around with that. But right now, I'm still liking this one right now. So this is my
butter
spring. Yeah, that one looks nice. This one's vanilla.
Okay. Yeah.
This one I'm not liking. So this is autumn.
Yeah.
Autumn. So the reason we're not liking autumn is a little bit desaturated. But it's also deep. So autumn has a higher amount of black added to it than my spring colors do. Spring colors have more white to their color than black. So although this doesn't work for you, because I have really dark features, still a warm undertone, this works better on me.
Sure does, yeah.
Right? So autumn, not working. So I'm already eliminating some autumn colors. This one, okay, so I'm liking this one more than this one.
Totally.
Right?
Totally.
Okay. So we're going to keep this one, and then we'll do the elimination.
Okay.
Okay, so right now I'm eliminating bright spring.
Yeah.
Bright Spring, I'm not loving.
She's too much.
Yeah, it's a little too intense. So that's just not working. This one, I saw it a little bit too desaturated, right? So I'm seeing you and then the color, right? I don't like this. I saw a little bit more kind of like harmony with the other one, so not liking this one. These are really dark and really rich. Here's another autumn.
Nope.
I agree. So you're completely right. So this is more of my mustard. This would work perfectly again on my season, but just not working well. It's actually darkening your features. It's bringing a lot of dullness.
Yes.
Not doing as much as the other ones. The other ones were making you really glowy, really naturally tan. So yeah, not working. This one, actually another autumn.
It's not as bad.
No, it's not that bad. And I think it's working right now because this is my soft, deep autumn. So you have a lot of soft features, right? So something I'm seeing is that you don't have bright features, so you're not a bright spring. You have some soft features, so you could make soft autumn colors work because they're going to mimic that softness that you have. So I see that you have like softer eyes, right? They're not so jeweled or too powerful. In terms of the chroma, you have softer eyebrows. Your complexion's very rosy, very, really love it. So I think that's why this one in autumn is working really well. So let's kind of compare it to what it's going to do with the other yellows.
Yeah, I feel like the first three were probably my favorite.
Favorite? Okay, awesome. Yeah, those were good ones.
Be interesting to see all the differences.
Yeah, so here it's just so interesting because it's like the color just speaks for itself, right? I'm not really telling you one looks good and it actually doesn't. It's like the color showing you and then refining to that specific subseason you fall into. Here is a warm spring color. I think it works. This is probably as intense as I would want you to go with a yellow.
Okay.
Anything more intense was just
too much.
Too much. It was not working. This was the more intense yellow.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Right? Yeah. So this is as bright as I would probably want you to go.
Okay.
It's still soft. It has a little bit of deepness because it's a warm autumn. So warm autumn, their characteristic is just very warm. Not a lot of white, not a lot of, not a lot of white, a little bit of deepness added to it. This one I didn't love anymore. This one was way better. So here's my autumn. Here's my warm.
Too cool tone, I think, or something. It just like.
It's too deep. Yeah. Way too deep for you. Just not working. So I'm going to eliminate that one. I still like the first one. Good. I think it looked really good and it worked well. So we're just gonna kind of be comparing each color to each other. Still like that one. That one looks nice. So I think this is as warm as it'll go. This one still looks nice. Yeah, I still like that. This one, I like that one still. I think these are all really good options.
Okay.
Yeah, I like all of these. What we're going to do now is we're just going to start developing your palette. So you have some really nice yellow options. So we eliminated all autumn. So again, kind of confirming you're not in autumn. Autumn colors are just too dulling for your features. So we're going to do this for each color. We'll develop your palette. We'll start seeing kind of some of those prominent characteristics that you have. So again, we're really going to see a bright color in there because the brightness, again, is just
too much.
Too much, yes. So we'll kind of continue with this same concept.
Very cool.
We just did yellows. Now we'll do orange. So here is your bright spring. We also worked with an autumn earlier. So here is your autumn orange. Okay, this one I love. This looks awesome on you, especially like after I covered the ones in the back. Yeah, this one looks awesome. Love this on you. That works really well. This one, I think it can still work. It's a little bit lighter, a little bit more desaturated. It still works nice. This one, again, I'm seeing that overpowered. It looks a little bright to me.
Yeah.
Not my cool.
I don't think so.
I would like to keep this one for that one, and then we'll kind of see if it's
go another round
or not. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's do that one for the second round.
Okay.
This one, too deep. Way too deep. Way too dark. Do you like this one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. Way too dark, right?
Mm-hmm.
Really
Yeah.
rich. This one?
No.
No.
I don't know that I'm a big orange fan anyway, so that might be coloring.
Yeah, that was a hot coral. You also don't have carrot. Carrot's like your standard, kind of like what you would expect an orange to be. So
like if you had a pure orange crayon, that would be carrot.
Yeah, we could think of it. So you don't have carrot, you don't have hot coral.
Okay.
You don't have mustard. Just those were the colors that weren't working very well.
Maybe it'll be more of the pinky or more reddish oranges that might work. Oh, we'll see.
So the oranges I'm seeing work are a little bit softer.
Yeah.
Again, mimicking your primary characteristic of softness.
Good.
Yeah, I like that one. This one looks good still.
I would say it's probably like, would that be the lightest I go?
Yeah. This one I think is perfect. Oh, looks really nice.
You think this one's the best of the oranges? Okay.
Yeah, I like these. I actually like all three of them.
Okay.
So they work really nicely with you.
I don't have a single piece of clothing that's any of those orange. I don't think I have any orange. I have some yellow. Okay. No, I don't think I have anything orange. I'll have to go check. Well, shopping spree.
Yeah, so your oranges are definitely a little lighter, a little softer. Yeah, I'm really liking this spree. Cool. So again, we eliminated Bright Spring. We eliminated
we eliminated the Warm Spring, right? So I'm somewhere between there.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's between.
So what I'm seeing right now is it's between light spring and light soft spring.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're eliminating a lot of the warm spring ones. This one is warm spring. I don't see a lot of harmony, but one of the other things that we can consider is, like, generally speaking, all spring colors will work, right?
Oh, okay.
So generally speaking, they can work. What we're looking for specifically is the ones that are going to mimic your features the most and bring harmony to your features. So those were our yellows and oranges. You're good.
Oh, okay.
I think it's like on a timer.
Oh, very cool.
Let me do reds. Let's want to go to blues. We can do reds. Reds, pinks.
I'm super interested in like the neutrals because I feel like that'll be good investments for like jackets and cardigans and all that stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, that will be the very, very last thing. And then that will be where we talk about how to combine your colors with your colors with neutrals.
Okay.
So here are my reds. So when we do reds, one of the things that we would consider is a cool red versus a warm red. Here are my warm reds. My warm reds tend more towards orange, like orangey reds, like tomato.
Yeah, pasta
is a really great one.
Yeah, that's what
exactly. Yeah. Here are my cold reds. It's not by much. Like this one would be very, very cold for you.
Yeah.
Not by much. These are a little bit more orangey. So that's kind of your gauge when you go and find reds. It's what's more warm, what has more orange, right? Sometimes it's easy to tell a little bit. It's a little bit more difficult. But the same thing goes with your greens, right? You're going to find greens that have more yellow. Right. But these are green.
Right.
One has a high amount of yellow. One has a high amount of blue. So same concept goes for the reds that have high amount of orange. So here's one of them. This is my autumn red. This one has a really high amount of orange still. What do you think of this one?
Maybe too bright. I think this might be my favorite. This last one.
Yeah, this one is a little bright. So just naturally speaking, if you are following a light soft, we're going to find our best to find the red that has is like the softest. I'm liking this one so far.
Okay.
This one looks nice.
It's definitely very orange. So
yeah, really orange. This one's a little too deep. I'm seeing. I'm not loving
too bright.
This one. Yeah, it's too bright. Yeah.
This one's
Yeah. I kind of like these two for you. A little bright, but it's lighter than this one. So this one's my autumn. This one's my spring. It's by a smidge, literally. I'm liking this one more. The brighter one to pick this. Literally by a smidge. This one is my first favorite on you.
Yes.
This one is my second favorite.
Okay.
Yeah, because this one I still see a little bit dulling on you. Here are your reds.
So pretty. And nothing matches my closet.
One of the things that I like just sharing is that as you start buying colors in your palette, everything will start matching.
Oh, yeah.
Everything will start combining. I think when we purchase out of palette, it's actually a little bit more costly for us.
Sure.
Because a lot of colors might not combine with each other. When you find your subseason and you begin purchasing, you'll just start noticing that everything combines with everything. Which makes it really easy because we don't have to have so much in our closet. We just start having our staple items that we know for sure just work well with our complexion.
Makes sense, because if it's in harmony with you and your features, it'll likely be in harmony with one another. So it's all, we're all perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you ever made someone cry because they didn't like their analysis?
I have had one person who was very, very shocked by their colors. And I think that is normal. That might be sometimes what keeps someone away from getting their colors done, is because
they don't want the bad news.
Yeah, they might prefer certain colors over others. So that's, I think that's the hardest part when it comes to getting your colors. This may be something you're not used to.
Therapy on call, maybe.
I think she was laughing so much that she started crying.
Oh, okay.
I actually found what's it called? The red that is perfect for spring. This was a little bit deeper. So this is my autumn red right here. This one's my spring. That looks much nicer. Yeah. The autumn one is just too deep. Yep. I know you love pink.
I know. I asked you if you made someone cry right before you give me the pinks. I'll be all right. I'll make it through. But it's not going to be in congruence with what's in my closet.
Yeah.
We'll deal with that.
It's totally okay. There are colors that, like for me, I think I still wear cool colors in a specific color, or like cool colors, I think primarily for greens, and that's just personal preference. So we can try finding the best pinks for you. So those are, I guess, let me show you all my cool pinks first. So I want to give you an example of like what cool pinks are. We might find one that works really nicely, and then we'll compare my warm pinks.
Okay.
So here are all my cool pinks. This one is my winter. So here's a winter pink.
Yeah, definitely way too bright.
This is my dusty rose. That's a summer. That one can work.
Yeah.
We'll compare it. We can do that kind of two comparisons as well, because I know you love pink. So even though spring doesn't necessarily have kind of your typical bubblegum pinks, I want to personalize your palette because I know you love pinks, right? So we're going to personalize your palette right now and make it because you love pinks. I want you to have pinks in your palette. I don't want you to feel like you have to stay away from it. So let's find pinks that will work better. Then like this pink will work way better than this pink, right?
Totally.
They're both cold. So let's just try finding the best pinks for you.
Okay.
Because I know it's your favorite color. So I'm going to keep this one. That one looks nice. I don't like this one. This is a very icy pink.
Ghosty. Ghostly.
It's very, very icy. So this one does not work as much. I actually have one more I want to try. So I'll eliminate that one. This one I can see working really well. So that's my dusty rose. So that one works better than this one.
Similar to my lip color, I think.
Yeah. So this one I think works a little bit better. This one's a little too bright. Very rich. I think that one can work. That one's bubblegum.
Yeah, way too cool.
This one's my cool summer. Cool winter. Yeah, very bright, very saturated. Your colors are very a little desaturated. So it's kind of like the opposite of what.
If those are my colors, it's actually not that far off from what I have,
Okay.
I think.
Yeah. I think I've seen your recent photo shoot. You had a pink dress, right? Yeah. I think it looked really nice.
I tend to go towards the lighter pinks, so yay.
Okay, so now let's do your warm pinks. So your warm pinks that will be in your palette will be more of like corally pinks, very light, dusty pinks. So these are the ones that would be perfect for you. So here they are. So this one is your coral. This one is the one I want to challenge you to get more into, dabble a little bit more. So this pink we can tell has a really, really high amount of yellow, right? So this one works really nice for you. I like that. This one, not so much. I think I'll like this one way more. This one looks nice.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So between these, now I want to compare it just so you can see the difference between a warm pink and a cool pink. So this is the pink I would say is perfect for you. Okay. So just so we're aware, because just so you know, here would be kind of the comparison between the warm pink and a cool pink. I want you to see like what that does.
Yeah.
You know,
this definitely warms me up.
Yeah,
more.
It warms you up more, but this will still work because it's soft. So it's soft, mimicking your features, so it can work. It's just cold, right? So that's kind of where we have to decide. I'm okay wearing pinks, even if it's cold, as long as it maybe mimics your features, right? The bright ones weren't mimicking, which is why you weren't liking them so much. So these are going to be your best cool pinks. And with my red hair, it might help a little. Yeah, even though we're not considering the hair. But yes, totally. I agree. This is the best one. Yeah. And then I'll just do the last comparison. Still works a little bit lighter. But this one's the best. Yeah. Okay, cool. So we'll still add it to your palette. Here are going to be your best pinks, and then your best warm pinks, and then your best cool pinks. So where I'm seeing you fall is you are a light spring. Light spring. Yes, we eliminated a lot of light soft springs. They're just too desaturated for your features. You do have soft features. So what the difference between my light spring and my light soft spring is my light soft spring has even softer features and even lighter contrast. You have that medium contrast, which is why you fall as a light spring. My light soft spring, they would have looked awesome in that very light desaturated polka dot fabric. And that one was just too desaturated for you. And I'm kind of seeing that confirmation as we're playing with these colors. This was a light soft spring, and we didn't like this one as much as the other pinks. Yeah. So I'm seeing you as a light spring. Light spring. Yeah. Now we have our blues, our greens, and our purples. Those are actually my favorite colors for a spring, even though the yellow and oranges are kind of like your primary most dominant color, I would say. These are the funnest colors in my opinion. These are the ones that I wish I could pull off. They're just so fun. Maybe it might be like my personal bias, but I think it just makes like your eyes pop. I feel like the yellows, the oranges, the reds kind of bring that tanness to your complexion. Whereas I feel like the blues and the greens like make the eyes pop for springs really well. So here we go. Do you wear blues a lot, or how are you with blues in terms of your closet?
Definitely more pinks, probably greens.
Okay.
And then maybe blues.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. So this one I really like. This looks really awesome on you. Looks nice. This one I actually still really love. That one looks lovely. So here's what I'm saying. I think the combination of the blues and your eyes, it just works really well. This one I saw you a little startled.
It's a bit bright.
Yeah, very bright, right? So that's where our eyes are just like, it's not working for us. So yeah, that's totally right. This is a bright spring color. No, this is my warm spring.
It's a little cool, but I don't know.
It looks cool, yeah.
I wasn't mad at it.
So it's a bright spring. It's another bright spring.
Okay.
Just way too intense for you. So what my bright springs can do is they can dabble into my winter palette. They can dabble into bright winter. Bright winter is cooler, but still has that brightness. Bright spring is just too overpowering for you. This one is petroleum. This is an autumn. I do feel like it's very dulling, very deep, right? It's not working as well as some of these colors. Yeah. So this one, you look awesome. You illuminate and you become tan. Here you just darken, right? You darkened right there. This one, I love that one. What do you think about that one?
Yeah. It's maybe a little cool, but it's not as offensive as the others.
Yeah. Let me compare that one with this one. So we originally eliminated that one.
I think I like that one better.
Yeah. And that's because this one's a spring and this one's an autumn.
Yeah.
So now this is between, these are kind of the ones I'm liking on you. This one. That one. This one. I love that color on my springs. I'm gonna see what this one does after. Yeah, it's a little bright. That one's awesome. That one's awesome. That one still works really nicely. This one I like on you.
Okay.
Yeah, this one looks really awesome. So this is as bright as I would want you to go. Anything brighter will be too overpowering. So fun.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of springs I see.
Oh, really?
Actually. Yeah. Yeah.
Springs. Wonder why that is.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Do gingers, like in general, tend to be more in like the springs and summers, or just because that we tend to have like lighter, like pale skin? And
that can be more so like a misconception, actually. Like you would think, that's actually another video I want to make eventually. But you would think, so yeah, you would think, like you would maybe also think someone who is like perhaps like darker skin,
always be like a winter or an autumn. Yeah,
exactly. But it's the combination of your features. Yeah, that kind of dictate where you fall. So it's really interesting. Yeah, people with dark features can fall like in any palette. So yeah, it's a combination of features, and sometimes I'm just like so shocked where people fall in terms of their palette.
Yeah, so it really isn't like at first glance you can get a good idea. You really have to go through the process.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I might look at someone because like if I look at someone, they might have a warm overtone. Like their overtone, typically like people have golden overtones. It can come off as they have a warm season, but it's their undertone that dictates where they actually fall. So that's where it gets really, really tricky for yeah, just like for you to look someone, say you look warm, but really their undertone might be cold. I'm trying to think if like off the top of my head of a celebrity.
Yeah.
Like Jenna Ortega, I think, because she wears a lot of dark colors, like that's kind of her style.
Yeah.
Jenna Ortega, she wears a lot of dark colors, and you would assume that she has a cool undertone.
She's got more yellowy in her complexion, a little warm, and
yeah, she's actually a little bit fair, like fair skin. We would fall in the same palette, but her skin's a little bit more fair. Like it's she would have like that yeah, like fair, I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, just fair skin. She looks winter, but she's in autumn. So it's really interesting like how it works, but it's totally a combination of your features and also undertone rather than overtone. Cool. These are, I think we played a lot with these the event. So kiwi. I'm loving kiwi on you. I think it looks really awesome. This one is mint. That one looks really well as also. No. That one,
I mean, it looks almost exactly like my eye color, but it just doesn't work with the rest of the stuff.
Yeah, no, totally. So again, so if I were to look just at your eye color, I'd be like, oh my gosh, this is totally in your palette, but it's the combination. Again, combination of your features. This works, again, good for your eye, not for your complexion.
What color is it?
So these are like my dusty teals. So these are like my aquas, right? Ranging aquas. So yeah, this one's not working as well.
Too bright.
Yeah, way too bright.
I think maybe because it's leaning a little more yellow.
I like that one.
Yeah.
So that one's like my key lime. That one works really nicely. I like that one on me. Yeah.
Would you say this is like the brightest we'd want to go?
Yeah, they're both very, very different in terms of greens. Let me compare them with the ones that we liked to kind of dictate where you're falling. But those are really nice on you. I think you can make them work. So this one, I like them both for different reasons. That one looks nice. So here were the greens that we chose.
Yeah, see, I probably leaned more towards an emerald, which is probably more like autumn and wintry.
I like these both. I think they both work really nicely. That one. Compared to. Yeah, I like these. These are all really nice on you. I think that one looks awesome. And then when I compare it to this one. Yeah, these are totally good colors on you. Those are a little bit more intense, which a light soft spring actually would not be able to do. Those would be a little bit too overpowering. Cool. Lastly are our purples, but you have a ton of variety. And you'll see it also in your digital palette. Kind of deeper colors, warmer greens. Lastly, we have our purples.
Alrighty.
Our purples are very hard to become warm. So these are my two warm.
Because they got lots of blue.
So these are my two purples that are warm. Anything I like this one the most. This one's a little bit too
muted.
Yeah. So those are my two warm purples.
Yeah.
We can show you the cool purples for you to kind of just like gauge an idea of them, but they are very, very cold. And very cold. I can pull out maybe one cold purple for you.
I'm not a huge purple girl. So.
Okay. If there was one, like this one's not bad. That works well. This one, don't like it.
Too bright? Too dark.
That one works.
It's not horrible.
Yeah, this one kind of mimics this bottom one.
Right.
Right? One looks nice.
Yeah.
This one's more of like my eggplant. I think it can work for you.
Okay.
Yeah. I like that one more than this one.
Yeah.
It's not working.
Way too cool.
Yeah, way too cool. Yeah, that's more of like my eggplant. Let me compare it now. They're like by a smidge difference in terms of like cool and warmness. But this is why we like this one more. Yeah, this one's still better.
Yep.
Still works.
Yeah.
It's like by a smidge. Too desaturated. Really, yeah, those are dulling a little bit. This one is really deep. This is like my indigo.
Oh, yeah.
Way too dark.
Yeah.
Really harsh for you. Cool. So still loving this one. This one's still the best one. Cool. So that one's still the best. This one's too dark. It can work. You'll have this one in your digital palette just so you're aware that you do have it. Way too dark. Yeah, really deep. Okay, cool.
Yay.
You, my dear, are a light spring.
Woo! Light spring!
Yeah. You have,
it is confirmed.
Yeah, you have really nice variety. Because you're a light spring, there are some colors you can like kind of dabble into that are a little brighter. Again, light soft spring could not do that. My bright springs can definitely not do the desaturated colors. They're just too desaturated for the really rich features.
Okay.
So yeah, you kind of, I like being like light spring just allows you to dabble into different places a little bit. But yeah, your colors are so beautiful.
Yay.
We'll get a color or a picture with all your new updated colors in a second, but now we get to talk about neutrals.
Oh, yeah.
So for neutrals, I think we already talked about it a little bit at the event.
You said like tans and chocolates.
Yes,
and,
exactly.
Cream.
So those are going to be my suggested neutrals for you. Again, because browns are warmer than blacks.
Sure.
So they're naturally just going to bring a lot of evenness, bring tan ness to you, whereas black is going to be way too overpowering. So this also mimics to makeup. Okay. So for makeup, I would say avoid black eyeshadow.
Okay.
Avoid
and like brown eyeliner instead of the black eyeliner. Yeah.
Black mascara will be way easier on the eye than black mascara. Yeah, I would say brown would be best for you if my autumns were warm, or like someone who's a autumn and they are warm. I could even suggest like burgundy mascara.
Okay.
I think burgundy might still be a little too dark for you. So I would suggest brown mascara, brown eyeliner. Lip colors are going to be orange, so we can do that also at the end. Okay. After we find your neutral or your neutral colors. We'll do your lip colors. So your lip colors are going to mimic that as well. They're going to be orange. Corally, yes. What else with that? Questions on makeup?
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay, cool. So here are our different neutrals. So again, we're going to do the same thing as we've been doing. Forefront, doing that. Forefront, back, it being too desaturated or not strong enough. But same thing goes. Generally speaking, you can do all browns, but we're gonna find like that perfect brown for you. No, your colors are so fun. I love them. You have so much variety.
And just the one purple.
Yeah, purples
are just way too cool.
Yeah, it's the purples just tend to be like that for our springs. Cool. So this one, it is I think you could do it. This is for my soft autumn. So again,
it's a little cooler.
Yeah, this one's I would consider like cacao. Here are my warm taupes. So they're the ones that I would feel like are better for you. We have warm taupes and we have cool taupes. I have my cool taupes over there, so I can show you them in a second. Yeah. But this one works. I like that one on you. It's becoming a little rich. Yeah. Yeah, really dark. This one's even darker. So this one's like espresso. Or like burnt coffee, we can think of it. Yeah. Way too dark. This one, perfect. Love it.
Really? It feels a little cool tone, but Okay.
Yeah, so the taupes, the browns will look really nicely on you. So the ones I like the best are that one.
Yeah.
This one. Now let me show you my cool colors. So my cool taupes tend more towards gray.
Yeah.
So here's one example by a smidge again.
Yeah.
Cool taupe, warm taupe. One's like more brown.
Yeah.
That
one's
more
good.
gray.
The other one's, yeah. Horrible.
It's not working.
Horrible.
Okay, cool. So now let's talk about contrast, right? That concept I said we would talk about eventually. We're at that point.
Yeah, we're leaning more towards medium contrast, right?
Yes, the medium contrast, which is what I will show you in a second. So when we combine colors, what we're going to do is creating that medium contrast to mimic our complexion. Again, if we do high contrast, it'll be way too overpowering. So we're going to do something in this manner. Let's do.
And does it somewhat have to do with like the color wheel, like putting a yellow and a blue is higher contrast than a yellow and an orange kind of?
No, it actually has to do with the chroma. So I will show you in a second. So this is your perfect light spring blue.
Okay.
So now I'm going to show you 3 different examples. I'm going to do a light contrast, a medium contrast, and a high contrast.
Okay.
This is medium. And this as low. Right? So we can consider this as maybe the shirt we're wearing compared to
the cardigan or something.
Cardigan, the pants, whatever we want to think of it. This looks really nice. So yes. You kind of land in that medium to light.
Yeah.
More so medium. So this looks really nice. When I look at you, my eyes, I love it. Like this looks nice. It's not too overpowering. I don't see, like my eyes don't see any conflicting in color. So that looks nice. When I go to medium, it still looks nice. When I go too high,
absolutely not.
It's just not, it's not working for you, right? So this medium looks really nice. We could even pair this one with a little bit more of like your richer colors.
Okay.
Like the reds, maybe the medium would work really well. With your lighter colors, you can combine it with your lighter browns, right? This looks really lovely.
Okay.
So now let's do it with maybe one of your reds that are a little bit richer, but the same concept goes. So it's like your perfect red. That one looks awesome. It's very corally. So we're gonna do the same thing with the red. This, I think it still looks nice. It's a little of a brighter red.
You need those things that dentists have to like flip it around the neck.
Yeah, exactly. So this looks really nice. I like that here.
Okay.
When we go here, still looks nice, right? We're still creating that medium contrast. This is just it's just not working for you. These looked really awesome on you. This one is just not working. If I were to see you, it's like that polka dot again.
Right.
I see the color first, and then I see you in the back. Here I see you on the same level. See you on the same level here. That looks really awesome. There's no conflicting in my vision when I kind of like see you in this color. And then this right here still looks nice. Yeah, still that medium contrast that we're creating. But does that make sense?
Yeah. So I think, yes. I think so. I might need to. I think so.
Okay.
No, I need a class.
Let's see. Let me see if there's a different way I can explain it. So we're going to avoid these really dark colors, right?
Yes.
These dark colors are, again, when we did that initial swipe through it, these were like absolute no's. If we were to combine these with your light colors, it's creating high contrast. But when we combined it with the browns, that were like, oh yeah, they were mimicking your features the same way the other colors, right? So when we combine these neutrals with your perfect colors,
right,
it creates harmony.
If I just stick with my colors and my neutrals, then it should be good, right?
Yeah, sure.
But this is just more of like the idea behind it and why it works and doesn't.
More of the combining of colors, creating that medium contrast. So medium contrast is we have with that. So if we had the polka dots in consideration, if this was the background and we had polka dots on top, it would create that medium contrast because these colors aren't so far apart.
Okay, got it. In the chroma scale.
Yes, like the saturation. Yeah.
Okay.
So just an idea of how to combine colors is really what what the purpose of that was for. So we're avoiding espresso. Yeah. That was just way too harsh. We're doing more of like lighter taupes, warmer taupes. And we can even go to cacao. Chocolate might be a little bit too
dark.
Yeah, too dark for you. But we could do cacao. We could even do something a little bit warmer. So those were kind of our options. Like brownie might be a little bit too dark also. Yeah. So here were kind of like your neutrals. Okay. We're sticking to. Your cold taupes tended more towards gray. Yeah. You immediately saw that those weren't working. But if you did get it, again, it's like I'm okay with cold taupes as long as they're soft, right? So it's kind of now based on like personal preference. I think I even like this combination a little bit more. Cool. Your browns can also be like camel. Oh, okay. Camel would be like very, very
little yellowy.
Exactly. Yeah. That might even work better than the cow. Okay. The cacao.
I feel like I have like a moto jacket that's probably close to that color. I'll have to go and check. And I love like a tan cardigan, so I got a couple of those. I love me a grandma cardigan. I don't know what to tell you. There's something about a grandma cardigan.
Yeah, I absolutely love. I think I have a few myself as well. So fun. Okay, here we go. Well, here is your palette. You do have a bit of brightness here. Yeah. For certain colors, like you don't tend to have it for the yellow, but for the blues and the greens, it worked really well for you. But this is your palette. And this is a personalized palette, right? Yeah. So if I were to find someone who was also a light spring, they may have had like brighter eyes. So they might have a little bit more brightness to them.
Gotcha.
So that's what I love about this method. So kind of like to your question, mine's a 16 season method and it's a little bit more personalized. So I'm personalizing it for you based on your complexion. Someone else might have like completely different colors.
It's coming together.
Your red out. Oh, let me put your red.
Okay. Do we do creams and stuff as well?
Yes. So your I don't have creams in terms of my fabrics, but yes, you're totally right.
Online. Yeah.
Your creams, you're going to do creams over your pure white. So what you're wearing, I would consider more of like a pure white.
Right.
You can do ivories,
eggshell,
yeah, absolutely. So now we're gonna do makeup.
Okay.
Some that would not work would be our winters. I don't know if I showed you my winters previously, but my winters are going to be way too overpowering. Very bright. Remember I said your bright spring can do winter bright colors. But because you're a light spring, these will be just a little bit too overpowering, right? Yeah, it's not working well. So just an idea of like this one looks a little warmer. Yeah.
Okay.
So this could work for like a bright spring because of its intensity. So your perfect colors will be my light spring colors. So here we have light spring. That one looks very nice. Light spring, that one also looks really nice. I like that one a lot. Still looks lovely. Love that one. Yeah, these all look really funny. Here's where warm spring. These weren't working well for us. They had a high amount of orange, which is what we weren't liking. This one can work. I kind of like that one. So that one works. This one I can see being a little too deep for you. Right. Like that one. Here are my bright spring. See it a little bit overpowering for you. So not that one. I still love this one the most, the warm spring. This one's a little bright. What do you think of that one?
I like it.
Okay. So that one looks brighter.
A little too much, yeah. Too deep.
Yeah. Good eye.
Ah!
Everything you were saying, my brain was me talking. You found your colors?
Yay!
So fun.
Now we know. Okay, bye.